Hello and welcome everyone back to the Captain Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we are back with another banger PulseChain video, giving you guys an updated price predictions due to the recent OA bags and Richard Heart movements and updates to INC that I've covered in the previous two videos. But guess what? There's been even more news that I'm going to cover in today's video that makes it very bullish, that makes me update my price predictions and expectations within PulseChain, guys. As Richard Heart says, it is a pre-viral cycle 1 blockchain. It is absolutely crazy. I'm very, very excited to give you guys all the alpha. This is what you subscribed here for. At the end of the day, for that information asymmetry, what do you know that 99% of other crypto investors and traders do not know? Your competitive edge. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the best place to be for this altcoin season. Okay, we are very gate-kept. We've been hit with every type of FUD you can imagine. But guess what? We are flourishing. This, as you can see in front of me, is all of crypto in the past week. Guys, PulseX, Hex, and Pulse are the three biggest winners out of all of crypto in the past week. I think there is a shift, okay, in terms of a trend, which actually brings me to this tweet before we get into the price predictions and why all the core 4 and technically it's core 7. Okay, so watch the whole video. You shouldn't underestimate the core 7. I understand there's, pump tire tokens that are shiny new objects, grabbing your attention, but I'm going to make you very, very bullish on the blue chips of PulseChain that everyone should be exposed to. Again, this is not financial advice, but you are going to love this video. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible because I understand not everyone has time to watch the whole video through, but I really want you guys to take in this information and be on the same page on why this is all very, very bullish. Okay, so yeah, you can see here, this is the tweet that says, "This is just my opinion, but everyone is waiting for Ethereum to pump so we can start altcoin season. What if it isn't Ethereum that kicks off the alt season, but PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, and INC? While everything dumps, Pulse is saying F the red and is printing." So very, very good point here, as you guys can see. And by the way, even though you might think that yes, we're 600 days in, you're still not late in terms of jumping on the core tokens, because if you look at Gold Pulse to see the all-time low with Pulse, the main coin, right, the gas fee token, you're only late by a 80% increase. With PulseX, you're late by a 4.4x. INC, you're late by 8.4x. Okay, Hex, you're late by a 4.4x as well. So guys, there's a lot of room for growth. All I'm just going to say, obviously, this is not financial advice. There's no guarantees in crypto. And I just want to say, imagine being late to Ethereum Hex, the one that launched in 2017, by a 4x, knowing that it was going to do a 10,000x. You see, all of a sudden, now being late by a 4x is actually not that much. You are still extremely early. So I'm going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, PulseChain is full of opportunities. Now, going on to the second tweet here from Shieldgates, big shout out to him, saying PulseChain isn't just a blockchain, it's a revolution. Absolutely love this. And this is an old screenshot of, speaking of eHex, from the previous bull run. You can see that it was actually in the top 3 coin market cap with 231 billion on market cap, guys, at 40 cents. And I believe history can repeat itself, or it often rhymes. So we will see. We have PX now, which is a newer chart, which was on a cycle 1 blockchain. Okay, so very exciting stuff, guys. Do not want to miss it, and I'll tell you guys reasons why both eHex and PHEX are very bullish to me. But without further ado, or before further ado, I'm actually going to give a big shout out to the YouTube members who are choosing to support my small channel. Thank you very much. And the 2 highlighted comments here, or 3 highlighted comments, it's so pleasant to hear your positive attitude, so thank you very much. I try to keep it very genuine, so I don't want to just fill it up with fake hype. I always like to keep it backed up with facts and actual events that happened here, and definitely not give you guys over expectation, right? This is why I'm telling you, when I show you the price predictions, I'm going to have realistic / conservative price milestones, and then aspirational price milestones. Okay, and I want you guys to think about it that way, because technically at the end of the day, you cannot guess how many X's a specific token is going to be. It literally just depends on the market conditions, which obviously there's a lot of variables. Or the next best thing to do is just to have the if statements of when should you start taking profits. Try to guess where the euphoria section, which is right up here. This is a psychology of crypto market cycle, which, by the way, if you guys are a YouTube member, all the members know about this. They get access to their members exclusive videos where I talk about the psychology of the crypto cycle, what is turning the cogs behind the scenes. Okay, obviously my main videos here is talking about PulseChain and crypto news, but if you want to learn more and leverage off the thousands of hours that I've spent at this, the past bear market and the previous bull run, you can watch those videos so you can understand my specific if statements, where it's basically like hard coded, if we're in this, or if the total crypto market cap is above a certain number, I'm going to start taking profits per week, which is effectively turning your altcoins into stable coins. And then also gave a strategy on when I'm going to start buying up Bitcoin in the bear market. Because if you guys didn't know, with altcoins, for example, there's only 1 year that it pumps out of 4. Okay, but with Bitcoin, there's 3 years that it pumps out of 4. And you can look at this. There's in the past, since Bitcoin's launch, effectively, there's only been 3 years where it was down as a result of in an annual year. So, it's very bullish. Take advantages of that. Look into the market cycle, understand where you are. Don't trade emotionally. And, generally being a long-term holder is much better than being a trader, because you're reducing the number of trades that you're executing, which obviously reduces the odds of you doing a wrong move. Okay. And also do remember, this is what Richard Hart said. He said, it's not about trying to time the market. Okay, a lot of people think, oh, it's a bull run, so let me buy stuff now, or just before the bull run starts. Oh, I have time. You know what I mean? Like, it really depends. It's not about that. It's about the time in the market, ladies and gentlemen. I've been in PulseChain since August of 2023. I've been DCAing into stuff that I believe in, guys. And before we actually go into this, I really want to deep it to you guys, because you need to understand, even with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's first utility, believe it or not, was actually Silk Road. Okay, and that's actually what caused like Bitcoin to be realized. Hold on, there's a use case behind this. This is very bullish, right? But now imagine, once the Silk Road website got taken down and Ross Ulbricht, thankfully he's now free, the utility was gone. People were selling Bitcoin, even though, yes, they were realizing hundreds of X's, and actually it launched at, under a cent, and, people selling it at $1,000 or something. That's 1,000X, right? That's life-changing gains. But imagine if they would have held to today's price, which is 100,000 plus, right? It's where it reached, we broke the all-time high. That would be the difference of making a 1,000X, which is already life-changing, to, hear me out, 10 million hex. Guys, 10 million hex. 10 million X, not hex. You know what I mean? Like, really, that's crazy, crazy numbers. This is why in today's video, I will stress the fact that I will be holding some of my, or majority of some of my Richard Hart core ecosystem, specifically, like, for example, PulseX. I'm going to put it in a wallet where I'll try to forget it. I understand, we're going to obviously go into a bear market, so technically I can buy them back at a discount, but no. I want to do it from now, because you just never know. Because yes, we could go very high up, right? And then do that 80% because of the bear market. That price level of the 80% dip or correction, trend reversal, whatever we call it now, it could still be way higher than we are right now. So this is what I'm thinking right now. I don't want to have the mistake of, okay, I've done 100X. I could have made a 10,000X by just waiting another bull run. Because guess what as well? Solana, BNB, next bull run, that's going to be their third cycle curse, which Ethereum is going through right now. Ethereum is struggling, guys. Struggling. Bitcoin is obviously doing great. In the last year, it was Bitcoin's year, the Bitcoin halving year. It broke its all-time high. Ethereum, guys, look at this. We're under 2.6. That's absolutely crazy. It's shaking a lot of people. It's like, whoa, are we actually going to have an altcoin season? And again, the members exclusive video will know my reaction to this. TLDR is no, it's not going to affect anything. It's going to impede, and that's it. Okay, it's not going to affect anything. It's going to impede. Keep an eye on a few metrics like the Bitcoin dominance. There's a formula like here, for example, Bitcoin dominance. If it's going down, which I think right now it's not really, you can see Bitcoin dominance right there. It's actually doing pretty strong, and almost, it created a new all-time high. But once that starts to go down, whilst Bitcoin price is going up, but at the same time, Ethereum's rate of growth is going up. That equals altcoin season, primetime altcoin season. Okay, so there's that really. But again, you know, that theory talking about, hey, are we gonna just skip the fact that we're no longer gonna be needing Ethereum to pump for the altcoin season to start? And I believe this is probably one of the things that Richard Hart would have liked about PulseChain. And I think he talked about this with Hex, how he wanted, he told people, hey, create liquidity pools with Hex with a stable coin instead of ETH. But of course, they didn't want to do it because with Ethereum with Ethereum liquidity pools with Hex / Ethereum, it was creating more LP rewards. So they didn't really do that. And obviously, Richard Hart's vision behind that was, let's depeg from Ethereum so that we're actually on our own. If Ethereum goes down, it doesn't take Hex down with it. It doesn't take PulseChain down with it. Because if you guys didn't know, and I've been saying this, is that if Bitcoin goes down and, or like, you know, likewise Ethereum goes down, it brings the altcoins with an amplified effect of that, which obviously we struggle with that a lot. So it would be great to depeg from Ethereum and just do our own thing. Look at this, it's beautiful. PulseX, it did a 10,000x. PDAI, it did a 10,000x. So we're going to get to that. Very, very exciting stuff. Here's a video for Crypto Around Man, guys. Absolutely crazy stuff here. Hilarious. Let's see. Let's watch this.
Pretty much like most of the coins are red in the last month, and they're not a little bit red. These are the top 100 coins, and they're down. Yeah, Virtual is down 60%. Athena is down 45%. WorldCoin is down 40%. Render is down 37%. This is pretty much...
He named everything, but guess what? 47% was PHEX, 38% was PulseX. It's right behind you. But it's so funny, man. People like this, like, they're just ignoring it. They're gatekeeping it. They're hating on PulseChain, guys. And we're still flourishing. We're not on any tier 1 centralized exchange. Guys, it is super exciting. We still have an ongoing SEC case, which I think Richard Hart is extremely confident with that, as you guys can see from his recent tweets, from launching Pump.Tire and making his own meme coins, and now moving the OA bags that we covered in the previous video, cutting down the INC inflation. So that's actually one of the recent news. Very bullish stuff, guys. If you guys didn't know, INC was cut down from 1 INC per second down to 0.1, right, which is basically a tenth of that, or equivalent to almost or just over 3 Bitcoin halvings. And then literally within the last 24 hours or yesterday, it has just been cut by another half, which is equivalent to just over 4 Bitcoin halvings. Ladies and gentlemen, makes INC extreme, like, it's playing around with the scarcity, the supply and demand. Right now, people are not incentivized to go into the farms to generate INC. So INC, what I'm trying to say here, and I've shown this graph here a lot before. You can see this. INC used to be extremely inflationary, but as time goes on, it reduces the inflation, right? And I've always been telling people that it's a realized halving inflation rate per year. But right now, Richard Hart literally flicking the switches manually. Look at that. We are inflating at a daily inflation rate at 0.01% of the supply. I think that equates to 0.1 per second. I'm not sure. It depends on, I have to do the calculation. But this is really, really good website. It shows you. And, it's just very exciting stuff because, INC to me is like liquid gold. Okay. And this has changed my price predictions for this. And actually, if you can see in this tweet that I made, right, I'll show you guys here real quick. Which, I urge everyone to go follow me on my Twitter. Here it says, do not fade your next 100x on PulseChain. From the recent INC inflation, cut by a 10x, equivalent to 3 Bitcoin halvings. Again, there's actually one more halving that happened. This results in LP providers to pulling out their liquidity from the 4 blue chips. More than a third of the LP has been pulled out. And I'll show you guys right now. If we go to info and then go to V1, you'll be very, very, very surprised. Look at this. A few weeks ago, just under 2 weeks, basically, we used to have 369 million in liquidity. And now all of a sudden, we have even way less, 219 million, over 100 million in liquidity pulled out. And if you guys think, why is this bullish? Remember, liquidity, the heavier or the thicker the liquidity pairs of a token, the heavier it gets. right? So now it means it requires more capital to move the price up, and obviously likewise moving the price down. So the thicker the liquidity, the less volatile a token is, which is great. It's great, but at the same time it has its double-edged sword effect, where right now Richard Heart is giving us the signal that, hold on, we're making things lighter so that we can move higher. And I think the strategy here is that he's actually gonna re-enable or increase the inflation of INC at a way later point when we're at those high levels, but he now wants to sustain those high levels. And he's going to do that by bringing back inflation on INC, and then he's going to reinstantiate those farms or make them more attractive. And for example, bring back like PWBC/EWBTC. This used to be, you can see it's finished now, but this used to be active. So it kind of shows that he also is interested in the PRC20s. This is why the Core 4 is no longer the Core 4. It's actually the Core 7. And I'll explain more about it when we get to those parts respectively. It's not only just PulseX, Hex, and INC, it's also eHex. I think eHex is very bullish. And we've seen OA bags, stake for 7 days. I think it's almost going to be done tomorrow, the stake. Over $1 billion worth, or I think maybe $1.3 billion worth of eHex. Okay. So it makes you ask, it makes you wonder, will he expose eHex to the sacrifice wallets? Plus the fact that eHex is very, very low liquidity. So look at this. eHex is right here. And by the way, just a quick fun fact or pro tip. You can buy eHex from PulseChain. You don't need to actually go to Ethereum. Just look at GoPulse. You can see here and just type in Hex from Ethereum, and you can see it right there. You can copy the contract address and paste it in PulseX. But I don't recommend buying from GoPulse, by the way, because if you use the swap on there, they do have a 3% fee, so it's not really worth it. Just go to PulseX, the native DEX of PulseChain that we all love, which is extremely bullish as well. We're going to cover that in a second. So yeah, you can do that, and you can buy eHex from PulseChain, easy peasy. So very bullish stuff. And yeah, you can see here from the picture now, and well, before here, why is this bullish? As I said, the heavier it gets, less volatile. And then the fact that it's a signal. Remember the sacrifice funds. Yep, holding 171,000 ETH. As there's less liquidity, this pushed the pump potential exponentially. So now it requires less capital to make it 100x. So look, this was a screenshot before the INC inflation, and you can see that it used to be around 1 cent PulseX, $7 PHEX price, which by the way is already amazing. And then Pulse here is just under a cent. INC at triple digits, 647. So I think this is actually aspirational, but realistic, so within triple digits. But now you can see after the first cut, which the INC was cut by a 1/10 of its inflation, it pushed everything up because now people actually pulled the liquidity out. And look at this. And by the way, if you didn't know what this screenshot is, it's the Pampy.app, which is the price appreciation simulator, which simulates the sacrifice funds rotating in, and I do the even split where it goes all four. So yeah, you can see here after the new screenshot, it actually changed the price to 2.4 cents, $18 PHEX, 3 cent PulseX, $2,300 INC from the 600, guys. And now let's see what's the latest one after he did another halvening. We're going to do that right now. We're going to click calculate, and we will see this changes everything about PulseChain, guys. You will see. This is called reflexivity. This is called Hart's Law. This is called pumponomics, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. 3 cent Pulse, $26 Hex, 5 cent PulseX. Guys, that's 1,000x from today's price, not from all-time low, from today's price. Wow. And INC here at 4.3K. What? Absolutely crazy. You can see that with the highest amount of X's is PHEX, the second is INC, and then PulseX, and then the lowest one here is Pulse, which, by the way, a quick fun fact, I'm not really holding Pulse. I just hold it for gas fees. Instead of holding Pulse, I just like to hold PulseX, which is, I think, is a 2x leverage, direct leverage of Pulse. So, that's just my opinion. You can obviously hold Pulse if you want, but I just choose to double down on something else. So yeah, that is very, very bullish. Now, I will actually take you guys through my price predictions that I think are more realistic. This is obviously doesn't take into account the different behaviors like sell pressure, probably a lot of other factors really. But it is quite bullish to see this. The simulator, you can see the numbers are actually exponentially going up due to the fact that we are less on the liquidity. So yeah, welcome to Pulsechain, man. We love you. Full of opportunities, the land of opportunities here. So yeah, this is the IC chart. Today the price is at $3.77. A nice bounce from what it used to be down here. And hey, don't get me wrong, like I actually missed when I didn't buy IC when it was at 40 cents, like back in January of 2024. So I had to basically wait, which again, I talk about this a lot, how every leg up is followed by a correction, is followed by a pullback, not necessarily a trend reversal, that's a totally different thing, but a correction, which usually is around that 60 to 85%. It depends really. But yeah, you can see here, you did go, wow, that's perfect. Actually, that's exactly on the 85%. So yeah, that's usually the buy zone. That's what I tell people. That's the buy zone where from the local all-time high, create a box that's from minus 60 to minus 85%, or even more really. Even if it's minus 95, you just have to vet that it's actually a bullish token and it's not just actually dying down. Again, differentiate between trend reversal to a pullback. Okay, so obviously INC, the fact it's a blue chip of Pulsechain, this is not going anywhere. And matter of fact, if you really think about it, this is to all the pump tire and meme coins, meme holders, right, who are in Most and Pump and Elon and whatever, Trump. INC was actually the first meme coin of Richard Heart. He called INC a meme coin. So if you really want to be an OG and hold meme coins of Richard Hart's meme coins, yeah, INC should be one of them. There you go. Not financial advice though. So yeah, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, I think in terms of the midterm, I think we're going to reach that $30. Long term, I think breaking all-time high, I believe it's going to be a walk in the park. Now, in terms of aspirational, I think it's still within the triple-digit range. Now, I used to say a $320. Now, I would definitely feel more confident around the $500 INC. But then again, that's not financial advice really, but I think it just makes it extremely, extremely bullish. Now, are we going to see a quadruple dollar INC? I'm going to definitely have a bag. I'm going to put it in a wallet that I'm going to forget about just in case it does that, and I'm going to hold it till the next bull run. Guys, again, I don't want to do the same mistakes of people who sold Bitcoin for 1000x and then missed out on a 10 million x. That's my strategy. Okay, now moving on to the next token here I'm going to choose is PulseX. That is clearly creating a bull flag here, guys. Okay, PulseX, the native DEX to Pulsechain, unlike Ethereum. Okay, PulseX is a fork of Uniswap, but guess what? Uniswap it's not native to Ethereum, and Uniswap as a token is not deflationary. And guess what? Uniswap is actually around 7 billion. Let's see. 7 billion in market cap, or 5.6 billion. So how far are we away to flipping Uniswap? So let's double check this real quick. The market cap of PulseX, look at that. If we exclude, it's 963 million. So it's just a 5x really or almost a 6x to flip Uniswap, and I think that's going to be huge, guys. It is going to be huge to do that. There's a lot of positives with PulseX. Obviously, if you guys didn't know, the buy and burn is one of the biggest things, right? With every trade that people do on a PulseX liquidity pool, okay, which by the way, majority of the liquidity of Pulsechain is within PulseX. So every trade which is a buy or sell takes a 0.22% trading fee. Is it? Yeah, it might be actually, it's 0.3. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a trading fee that's taken, and it goes to buying PulseX and burning it forever out of circulation. Okay, so how much did that buy and burn happen since the beginning, since day one? And we are in day 642. $61 million worth of PulseX in the past 600 days. Crazy, crazy stuff. Look at that. 6.35% of the supply has been burnt, guys. Yeah. Do you know why this makes it bullish? Exactly the reason why I mentioned PulseX is a leverage of Pulse. Because if you look at the chart of PulseX, and we're not talking about against the US dollar, we're talking about against Pulse. Okay, unit per unit, ratios. We don't care about the US dollar tag right now because, of course, that's technically external factor. It's agnostic. PulseChain is kind of agnostic to what price tag you're putting on, but you can trade with the ratios. And that's how you're going to be very smart. This is why I look at PulseX, and you know, it's a no-brainer to me to just double down on PulseX instead of Pulse. Look at this. We're almost at a 1-to-1 ratio where one Pulse gives you one PulseX. We used to be all the way down here where one Pulse gave you 4 PulseXs. Now, I believe in the future we're going to reach 2-to-1 ratio where one Pulse gives you half a PulseX. It's a leverage, guys. If Pulse goes up, I think PulseX is going to, again, it's a 2x leverage, so I think, you know, it's going to have an amplified effect of that. I'm really, really bullish about PulseX, and it reminds me heavily about this tweet. Okay, a big shout to Frank Molina. This is an old tweet that I saved because this is where it all started with the thoughts of, hold on, I need to hold PulseX for an indefinite period of time, not just for this bull run. Okay, which again is up to you. Obviously, it's up to you. You want to take profits, and that's absolutely fun. Like, you know, crypto is a solo sport. You should do your own thing. No one's going to judge you. But let's look at this tweet. Using statistics, probabilities, and facts, PulseX has a higher probability of going to $10 over the next 10 to 15 years than going to zero. Risking a couple thousands in returns from millions is a risk I'm willing to take. Do you realize how easily people waste $10,000 a year on absolute BS? Money will be spent regardless. Time will pass by regardless. I'll buy and wait. I have nothing but time. I'll stick to my strategy. Big shout out to Frank Molina. I remember the first time reading this, I swear to God, it gave me goosebumps. And I was like, whoa, I'm really in the best place to be right now. I'm really in a chain that only 1% or possibly 0.1% of all crypto traders know about. And this is not even taking into account the new people that are going to come to crypto and find out about PulseChain. Guys, PulseChain is not really competitive to Ethereum. If you remember from Richard Hart's streams, which I recommend everyone to watch, he actually said he created PulseChain to deload Ethereum. Guys, we're solving a lot of scalability issues here. Compared to what? Compared to the layer 2 forks of Ethereum. Because they actually, the layer 2 EVM chains of Ethereum, like base chain, they're actually hurting Ethereum, guys. You can look it up. They're effectively setting the sequencer fees to centralized exchanges. And obviously, once it goes there, it's untrackable. Really, most likely, they're going to use it to sell. Okay? That's hurting the price. That's extracting value from Ethereum. This is another reason why I love being in PulseChain. We have OA bags. And you have people that have a faulty mindset with this one. I don't buy Hex because the OA is going to dump on my head. Okay? That never happened. EHEX never dumped a penny. OA bags on PulseChain never dumped a penny. Matter of fact, we've seen buybacks, millions of buybacks in the previous year, 2024. I feel safer putting in 100% of my portfolio in PulseChain compared to Ethereum that has Ethereum Foundation that's literally selling on top of people's heads. Go look it up. Like, this is not some, conspiracy theory. XRP has monthly token unlocks. I believe it's 1 billion XRP tokens. 2024, they've been averaging sending 30 to 40% of those unlocked per month to centralized exchange, and then they're going to relock the 60% or 70% remaining in an escrow account, which is fair enough. That's good, right? But 30 to 40% of 1 billion XRP per month? Yeah. I am very happy where I'm at. Where, you know what? I know the strategy that Richard Hart is going to do with the sacrifice funds. He took the sacrifice funds, which obviously, by the way, it was a sacrifice, no expectations and no return of, a value. It's, it's an airdrop. He talked about PulseChain. He delivered. PulseX is here. PulseChain is here. 100% uptime, 45,000 validators compared to like Solana that has 3,400, compared to Bitcoin that has 0.1 of its 0.1% of its miners actually have 50% of the mining capacity power. Talk about centralized. Now, obviously, I'm not saying Bitcoin is going to get 51% attack, but I'm just saying, go look it up. We are in a decentralized blockchain, guys, more than any other place. We even have implemented IPFS, Interplanetary File System. You can run PulseX on a local host on your machine. Just go to pulsex.com and then you will see the link. Go to pulsechain.com. Go to bridge.pulsechain.com. Go to scan.pulsechain.com. Crazy stuff, guys. PulseChain facilitates for every type of crypto player. LP builder, dev, degen. We have now pumped the tires, creating volume for PulseChain, which is really, really good. It's actually burning its effect, making the Pulse token itself deflationary, even though like PulseChain as a consensus mechanism, it has to mint Pulse to pay off the validators, right? Because you have to get incentivized to effectively make PulseChain secure and 100% uptime. Even though with the inflation, we're actually still burning at a higher rate than we're inflating, which is very, very bullish, man. Like I'm super, super excited about this. But yeah, that's PulseX for you, man. Here's look at this: 31 billion PulseX is burnt in the last 7 days. This is a crime. So 31 billion. I mean, let's calculate it real quick. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna put 31. I believe that's. I think that's billion. 3 zeros. 3 zeros. No way. Hold on, what? It's 1.5 million. Let me double check. Oh, it is 1.5. It's right here. 1.5 million dollars worth of PulseX was burnt in the last 7 days. Oh my God. Guys, effectively, if you've had a bag in PulseX, every single day it becomes more expensive for someone else to buy it up. Simple. When you compare it to like other stuff like Bitcoin mining, creating a yield, you have to have expensive equipment, you have to pay a lot of electricity, you have to make sure it's 100% uptime or you get penalized, you know what I mean? Like noise pollution, compared to just holding this. Modern solutions, guys. Modern problems requires modern solutions. PulseChain has fixed all of crypto's scalability issues. Guys, Solana's buggy network, Ethereum's expensive gas fees, which, don't get me wrong, we've actually had expensive gas fees here as well in PulseChain, or at least, not as cheap as it used to be, but we're still 70% quicker than Ethereum, which Ethereum is twice as quick than Bitcoin. So, we are the quickest. It really is so cool, man, honestly. And the fact that we have OA that's not dumping, so it's a safe place to be. We're not like shilling to centralized exchanges, or Richard is not paying centralized exchanges to list us. We don't need that technically. We all need centralized exchanges to just lower the barrier for retail investors, really. We actually have a lot of community made on and off ramps like 0x Coast. Big shout out to them. We have even Internet Money wallet, which has an embedded on and off ramp. Like, it's so crazy how much community made stuff has been made, even to aggregators, right? Even to dexes like a 9-inch, like 9mm aggregators like Pulse Swap and Petias. And there's a 9mm aggregator as well. Like, so many cool stuff, guys. So even though with all this tech that we have, I'm going to tell you that one of the greatest assets of PulseChain is the community itself, is you guys. Like, you guys watching the video, you contribute to the value of PulseChain. It's the community. At the end of the day, what are you investing in? You're investing in the community, the network, the users. Guys, how does it feel being part of, like, how does it make you feel? That's, more important than utility, And let me tell you, it's more important than utility. This is why meme coins are actually the main meta, the main narrative of this bull run. You're investing in a community. And of course, what does it make you feel, right? When I sacrificed for PulseX, it was for freedom of movement and freedom of assembly. I missed the sacrifice for PulseChain, and that was a sacrifice for freedom of speech. Do you know what I mean? So, there's that. Like, it's super cool stuff, man. Like, we really are in the best place to be right now. So yeah, with PulseX, guys, in terms of price predictions, I used to think of the previous time I told you guys it's at half a cent. I think now because of the latest changes and how things are really getting real now, I think 1 cent is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm very, very excited. And you know what? There's another reason why this is more possible. It's because of PDAI, the Hyperloop theory. Now, a lot of people say that, people are selling their core tokens to jump in on PDAI and they're going to miss out on the core token. But what if I told you, if you want to make a leverage off of PDAI, it's actually, you need to hold the core tokens. And I'll explain that more in the next video where I talk about PDAI and its latest and greatest updates. So let me tell you, the leverage of PDAI is the core PHEX, PHEX, PulseX, and INC and Pulse. You know what I mean? There's that. And obviously PWBC is extremely, extremely bullish. Now, the reasons why I say PDAI and PWBC are part of the core ecosystem. Number one, with PDAI, which is this one right here, Richard Hart owns almost like half of the supply. 12 billion of PDAI is owned by Richard Hart. Same thing with PWBC. Look at this. If you go to PWBC, first of all, it has extremely scarce supply of 154,000. So owning one is like being part of an exclusive club. But aside from that, look at this, 21% is one of the Richard Hart wallets, by the way, 2822 wallet that helped with, taking over the PMaker protocol. You can watch that. Well, I'll mention that in the PDAI video. But yeah, you can see he's owning 21% of the supply. That again makes it indeed that this is Richard Hart's Bitcoin. That is Richard Hart's stablecoin. And then obviously another signal was the PWBC EWC farm. I think at some point he's going to reinstantiate those and even add PDAI EDAI, and it's going to make it really attractive. So even when PDAI goes to $1, he's going to have these incentives for people to stake them and attract Ethereum whales who have, WBTC to bridge them over, and then obviously buy PWBTC and then now split it, and then now they're making yield as opposed to collecting dust by just leaving it in their wallets over in Ethereum. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, crazy stuff, guys. It's unfolding like right now. We are in the history in the making. Like, it's so cool right now. is all I'm trying to say. So yeah, with PDAI, PWBC, obviously, the target is $1. The target is the Bitcoin parity. So yeah, you can see here, if you scroll down, it's a really cool website. You can see 87x away from 1. This used to be 99x like a few days ago, and PWBC 115x to parity. And by the way, this is actually rumored to reach parity first before PDAI, because if you didn't know, PWBC is an actually approved collateral type. So this will help a lot to help collateralize PDAI, because I think once it reaches parity, it would effectively make Richard Hart's back 3.2 billion worth of dollars to collateralize PDAI. So that is very exciting stuff. Moving on, going back to EHEX, why I'm very bullish at this is obviously the fact that its legacy hex is not going anywhere. I believe history can repeat itself, and the fact that we've seen OA bags move of EHEX, that he's still keeping an eye on this. The fact that there is less liquidity makes it extremely light as well. And what if the sacrifice funds goes back to buying EHEX? So I want to be on the upside of this. And it right now, from where we are to all-time high, is 128x. A few weeks ago, it used to be as close as 75x away. Do you know how crazy that was? And do you know how crazy it is when we were all the way down here? When I started DCing last year, it was a 421x, and now all of a sudden it's 123. So it sounds more realistic. Some people actually, when you tell them, oh, I have a 500x opportunity, they're not going to listen or take it seriously. But now when you tell them, oh, I have a 20x opportunity, a 50x opportunity, they're going to want to come in and be like, oh, okay. And then you'll have bigger whales with bigger money. They're going to want to come in because they want to get part of that 10x, 20x, 50x. This is called reflexivity, the positive feedback loop, where you now start bringing the price up, and as the price goes up, it's going to bring more volume with it. It's going to bring bigger whales and bigger buys. So take advantage of that, guys. Welcome to PulseChain. So this is why I love Hex. I would say, you know, price prediction for this is all-time high for me. So there's that. With P Hex on the other side, very, very excited on this, guys. And yeah, my updated price prediction is $3.5, which is a realized 1000x from all-time low. It used to be at $2, and I think that's conservative, but now I'd like to say 3.5 is definitely within the books, at least in my dreams. You know, again, I can't say that this is financial advice at all, never was. You know, I can be wrong, and you know, making these videos, I really don't care about being right. All I care about is honestly making money, helping you make money. I want us all to make money. I feel like there's enough money in this world for all of us to win in an honest way. I don't need to scam, none of that. I don't need to gatekeep information. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in shared knowledge is equal to knowledge squared, so I actually end up learning more by sharing videos and listening to your questions and replies. So it is a fun place to be. In PulseChain, like, I'm not just fixated on the end goal. I'm actually enjoying the journey so much. I'm being grateful to God because it's been such a wonderful time meeting the smart people, and obviously the community, guys, which I urge everyone to follow. Link in the description. Join it, be part of the conversation. Have any questions, I'm there. I'm there most of the, like, multiple times a day. I go there more than any other social media, to be honest. Well, maybe I go on Twitter way more. But on that note, if you do want to support me, guys, I do have 2 courses that you can check out in the description. I definitely recommend checking out the complete crypto and DeFi security guide, even if you're new or not new to crypto. Make sure you cover yourself, and Richard Hart talks a lot about this operational security of crypto. Now, you know, again, you can do that to support me. You can use code Farmers Community, link in the description, to get 50% off the course as well. So give it a read, first of all. You know, click the link in the description, give it a read. Are you going to find it interesting? And if you are very new to crypto, you can check out Learn Crypto, the Ultimate Guide. So give it a read, and then you can see what does this course offer you. Both of them are like an hour and a half long, by the way. So they're very quick, bite-sized. Packed. The information is very, very packed, and it covers a lot of things, like even reading solidity contracts and how to find out if it's a mintable function. Being aware of you know, signature attacks, fake URLs, very, very important. Importance of VPNs as well, actually, you know, to do with RPC URLs and a bunch of other things. So yeah, there's that. So, you know, my PulseX updated prediction, I would say, is 1 cent now, is now within the books, more likely. P Hex is 3.5. E Hex, man, I believe in the all-time high. I believe history is going to repeat itself. PulseX, you know, 0.1 cent. I think it's definitely within the books, at least in, you know, in the next bull one. Who knows? You know, who knows? We could break that. We could go even higher. But again, you know, don't try to just, you know, bet on it where, you know, I'm either going to take I'm only going to take profits if it reaches that. So just keep in mind, try to time the euphoria territory. Okay, that again I talked about at the beginning of the video. So there's that. Build your own if statements that you have to follow no matter what, no matter how emotional you might want to react. So, and then obviously have a separated bag that you will always not touch until the next bull run, so that you can establish, you know, that type of wallet. Basically, you can put it in a cold wallet and then just tuck it in so that you can actually try to forget about it. But guys, listen, I think I'm gonna end the video there. Really, there's just this final, you know, be careful kind of message here, saying, breaking news: are, you know, retarded whale FOMO his whole portfolio into INC last night, even bridged more money into PulseChain just to buy INC. He was a big holder in Pump, Trump, and Most, lost over 100k in slippage just to sell INC at a loss into stables. Oh, that hurts. So he did everything that he did so far was okay, other than the slippage. He could have used an aggregator, which effectively splits your buys into multiple pairs so that you can reduce the slippage. You get the best bang for your buck, you know, price efficiency. And on top of that, he then sold at a loss. So this guys, he's falling. Even though he's a whale, doesn't mean that he's always going to be right, guys. Okay, so just be careful. Don't follow any whale that you see. You know, if someone's rich, doesn't mean that he's going to be smart and he's going to be good at trading. Okay, people can be rich from something else. It requires a completely different skill set. You can see here, he then sold it to go into stables. So he basically sold on a realized loss. Like what? and potentially put it into stables. I don't know. You never know. He probably is going to buy back at INC at higher prices out of FOMO, or he's going to go back to, shiny new object syndrome, or even buying pump at all-time high, which I've seen other people buy all-time high and they're wrecked. So please be careful. Even though, yes, those are launched by Richard Hart, these are still JPEG memes from a bum.fun. Okay, this does not compare to the Richard Hart core at all, guys, at all. So please be careful. This is speculative. So anyways, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give this video a like, share it with your crypto friends. Look forward to the next PDAI video. Give this video a subscribe with a notification bell. Do not miss it. When it comes out, you will leave the video by being more confident in PDAI. And if you just don't want to get involved with PDAI, I'm going to give you, I'm going to show you how it's a leverage. The leverage of PDAI is the core tokens. So it is a win-win for everyone at the end of the day. That's what I like about PulseChain. Everything is connected, even the Atropa ecosystem, which I've made a video on this. He's a rocket scientist, by the way, NASA, ex-NASA employee, veteran, worked for HP, Microsoft, Intel. And yeah, he stated multiple times that he has bought 100 million of EHEX, and he's very bullish at EHEX, and he believes in EHEX PHEX 1-to-1 parity. So we'll leave it at that. What are your thoughts? What are your price predictions? Leave them down in the comments below. I'm very interested, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It is 4 a.m. so I need to go to sleep. So yeah, take care. Bye bye.